Shadow work and your health. How healthy are you? Do you live with vitality? Do you live every day with a spring in your step? Or do you wake up every morning tired, a little bit stressed, a little bit anxious, a little bit not feeling your best self? Maybe you experience a lot of colds. Maybe you have allergies. Maybe you've been diagnosed with something pretty serious. As I was, and my diagnosis sparked my shadow work journey. So for me, I understand how the shadow shows up in your health, and it's something that I believe everybody should know, because anything that goes unresolved in your emotional world ends up manifesting as a physical symptom in your body. And it could be something as simple as stress, like experiencing stress and it showing up as like a digestive issue, like IBS. And that's actually started for me years ago when I was first building my business and I was working in a pub like 7 days a week and I was opening a shop at the same time and doing all of the things. And I was in a really stressful relationship and I was drinking too much. I was just go, go, go all the time. And I was subtly stressed and I didn't know. And this actually led to years of chronic stress, which I was totally unaware of because I wasn't dealing with actually how I was feeling and what was going on in my internal world. So it manifested as colitis in my gut. And then later on, I was diagnosed with cancer. Now, there's a much bigger story into that, but this made me aware of my kind of internal world and how these unconscious repressed emotions were manifesting in my physical body. So with shadow work and health, the shadow, the unseen stuff manifests in your physical body. So if you are dealing with physical symptoms, how might they be, what might they be trying to tell you about how you're living your life, about where you're not addressing certain things, about your emotional world, your mental health? What are you ignoring? Because this will give you like this link, understanding the link between mind and body is going to help you live a life of true like abundance and vitality and joy and waking up in peace. So understanding how your mind and your body are connected. There's a book called The Body Holds the Score about PTSD that goes into how the body remembers. Like even you can see it in anxiety. If the mind is telling a story over and over and over and over and over again that's causing you distress, it's going to show up as physical symptoms in your body. Your breath's going to become shorter and you're going to start going into panic, and that's when a full-blown anxiety attack. That's the mind-body connection. But also when your mind is at peace, when your internal world is still, that also shows up in your body. My body has never been so healthy as it is now because I am able to understand this mind-body connection. And if my internal world is a little bit out, my emotional, mental health is a little bit out, I'm able to address it and my body's able to relax. So your body's here to support you on this journey, but what toll is it taking holding all of the repressed emotions? This is why energy work like energy work, energy transmissions, Kundalini activation, Reiki can really, really help you deal with unconscious repressed emotions, traumas, wounds. Now, how is your self-care? Because your self-care affects your health. Like, what are your beliefs about yourself and how do you care for yourself? If you don't love yourself very much, you're probably not going to make the best choices in your food. You're probably not going to live a very balanced life. So how you feel about yourself, do you feel deserving of being healthy and living a life of vitality? If not, that will probably show up in how you care for yourself. And then how do you deal with emotions, repressed emotions? How do you deal with difficult or uncomfortable circumstances or challenges? I used to drink shop, and eat. Like if I was stressed, my stress relief would be a bottle of wine and a bag of Haribo in the space of half an hour. And I'm not proud of it, and I've worked on it, and I can see why I did that. It was conditioned, sort of, through society, through family, but also like it was easy. It was an easy way of numbing, and it became like a go-to practice. But when we're numbing ourselves, we're pushing it down. So how do you deal with uncomfortable emotions? And again, addiction ties into this. Are you like comfort eating every night? Are you over shopping? Are you overspending? Are you over exercising? Do you have any like subtle addictions or bigger addictions that might tell you something about how you feel about yourself on the inside? Your self-care, how much you care for yourself physically, can represent how much you feel you deserve caring for. I also want to note here about shame and body image, because we're conditioned. Conditioning doesn't just come from family, it comes from society, culture, like, and how we're conditioned to look or be in the West is different to in the East. Like you see the skincare regime in Korea is very, very different to how it is in America, for instance. Like it's all conditioning based on how you believe you should look. So just remember, when you're like, if you don't feel great about a certain part of your body, ask why. Where did that belief come from? How did I come to think that about myself? Is it mine? Is it my belief? Or do I believe people with big bums are unhealthy or sexy? Or how do I, like, is that my belief, or is it something I've seen on Instagram and that has been conditioned into me through magazines throughout my childhood? So when I was a teenager, Christina Aguilera and Britney Spears were my role models, and they were skinny, blonde, dark eyeliner, you know the look. And so that's what I aspire to be like. And at points I've been unhealthily skinny, and then I've kind of gone the other way and just drank so much that it's like really been detrimental to my health. So how does cultural, societal, familial conditioning affect how you see your body? Now, how to heal this is compassion and acceptance. If you can't quite love your body, can you accept it? And then can you bring compassion into it? Can you have an understanding that this isn't all your stuff and most of it is conditioned? And then can you choose something new? Can you begin to bring in some love, more loving choices to your body, to your health, to yourself? Like maybe you begin to meditate every night. Maybe you go and have some energy work to help you deal with stress. Maybe you choose to have a salad for lunch rather than a pizza. Like, what do you believe you're worthy of? Are these your condition? Like, are these your beliefs about your body, or are they somebody else's? Like, just begin to ask these questions and really invite in like compassion and softness for yourself. Women in our health, we've been conditioned to live like men. And so that lives in us. And so we find it hard to stop. We're doing all of the things. We don't rest enough. So we end up with burnout. More women end up with burnout than men, because we have a 28-day hormone cycle and men have a 24-hour hormone cycle. We shouldn't be living the same, but we do, because that's how we've been conditioned. So you need to understand your mind-body connection. You need to understand how you feel about yourself. You need to understand that if you don't care for yourself, nobody else will. You have to take responsibility for your health. And everything that is physical can probably be healed emotionally and energetically. Dr. Joe Dispenza talks a lot about this and has an incredible meditation, which I've recorded a shorter version of, Blessing of the Energy Centers. You can find that here. And that helps you bring awareness to your energy. And in his research, he has shown that like less than 5% of diseases and illnesses are actually genetic and generational, and the rest, 95%, are born from some form of stress. So just bear that in mind when you're kind of assessing your health. So some practical tips: you can write down any health struggles you're having, any health struggles, any physical symptoms, and maybe ask your body, what are you trying to show me? What do you need me to know? And see where that takes you. And also do practices that are going to help you bring awareness to the mind-body connection, like yoga, like breath work, like meditation. And just begin again. The thing with shadow work is cultivating self-awareness. So awareness for what you believe about health in your health. Some journal prompts for you. What habits or patterns are negatively impacting my health, and what beliefs might be driving them? And what emotions do I avoid that could be manifesting as physical tension or pain? And how do I deal with uncomfortable emotions and situations? I hope that you find these helpful. If you want to go further into shadow work, into self-awareness, into understanding why you live your life the way you do, I have an incredible shadow and dream work bundle available for you. You can grab it in the link in the description. It's going to help you understand your mind, access your highest potential, really tap into this life of joy, fulfillment, your wholeness, and your vitality, and live in a completely new way. This work helped me rewrite my destiny, and I know that it can help you rewrite yours too. If you have any insights, takeaways, or questions, pop them in the comments and I will get back to you personally. Have an amazing day.